What's up, Couch Hustler? Peaceful days. Look at this guy. You ever take time just to not be on the phone? I know you're watching social media because you're watching this video. Do you ever take time to just put the phone down and just look around and see what's going down around you? Maybe go to the park. Look, a whole crew came. If I was on my phone, I might have missed them. I think sometimes we forget that we need to put our phones down. Sometimes we gotta just enjoy what's around us in our lives and take a breath and not be distracted by these social media accounts that we are envious of, or maybe we just like it for entertainment or whatever. Just put it down, enjoy the little things. Take a breath. Sometimes going to the gym will help, but sometimes I think if we just put our phones down and walk the park, especially in the mornings when it's not too hot, it's kind of nice to just be out there and enjoy the things that are not on social media, just the real life, the sounds. So I don't have no kids with me today. I'm just kind of hanging out and just thinking. Got a little coffee, had a pretty interesting last month of all the life anxieties that it wanted to bring for me. So sometimes you just gotta take a break. I'm sober right now, 20 days. 20 days, no drinking, no nothing, just 100% sober, just caffeine. Just want to count that, and hitting the gym hard. And it's hard, believe me. Trying to get up and go to the gym every day at 4 a.m., wake up, be in a class by 5 a.m. It's tough. There's a lot of days where I just don't want to do it. I don't want to get up. I was like, oh, I'm gonna take the day off. I want to sleep in, but I just push. I just keep pushing. I always think about some of the other thought processes that I have that, just push it. Just do it. You'll be happy you did it later. Get up. Put your feet on the ground and go. Right? Yeah, these guys are just chilling over there. This one's about to fall asleep. So, I don't know. It's just my thought process for today. A little bit of peace and quiet. It's a nice park where I'm at. I got the water flowing. It's very peaceful. A lot of people are out here walking around, exercising. Instead of going to the gym, they go out here and do the exercise. And it's nice because it's not too hot yet, After like 12 o'clock, it gets pretty warm out here. And I don't know, unless you enjoy that kind of heat and sweat, then it's made for you. I like early morning workouts. That way I get it out of the way, and then it's just not so hot, So that's just my thing. But I think sometimes we forget that we need to put our phones down, get off that social media. And I know you're watching this on social media right now, but maybe this will put a thought in your head to put your phone down and enjoy some things. Remember the other night I went to Chili's restaurant, I think it was, and we had to wait for the table, and it was a Friday night, and I knew it was going to take some time because Friday, Applebee's, Chili's, all those restaurants are pretty busy. Anyways, I didn't want to wait inside because these restaurants are really small. So I decided to wait outside, and they have a bunch of benches, like this one that I'm on right now, a little park bench. They got a bunch of benches out there for you to be able to hang out and relax and wait for your table. Anyways, I was sitting there, and right across from me there was another bench with a whole family. And it was funny to me because it was the mom, dad, 2 kids. All of them were on their phones, every one of them. And I wanted to take a picture of it. I wanted to take a picture of all of them on their phones. And it made me think, like, what did we used to do? What did we used to do whenever we were just hanging out? Like, when we didn't have our cell phones, I feel like we're missing out on a lot of that family time, those jokes that the little brother or the sister or dad's gonna make if we're all just sitting on our phones watching social media, laughing at other people's jokes that they're doing, So in a way, I guess it's kind of sad. And in a way, I don't know, maybe they just ain't got nothing to say to each other. But it made me think, like, man, I wonder if their dinner's like that too. Like, do they put the phones away when they're sitting down actually at the table to eat? Or do they keep their phones on the whole time while they're eating and everybody's just staring at their phones, and just no conversation at all? So, I don't know. I think maybe we should think about that. When you're with your family and friends, you got to put that phone down. Now, I understand if you're running a business. I get it. You got to answer. I do a lot of my messaging through Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and you got to do messaging, text messaging for business. I get it. We got to make money, income. But those other social media accounts or those other, things that we're watching on Instagram and TikTok and all that. That could wait, man. Do that on your own time, when you ain't got nothing better to do. I think it's just better to spend that quality time with your family and friends, because you never know what could happen. Your dad could end up in the hospital and have to get 5 stents and be 74 years old and may not make that surgery. We were fortunate that my father was able to make that surgery. He survived that surgery, and he's still not out of the woods, right? Like, he still has to be really careful on how he eats, if he's working out, everything that he's doing. Because, one, he didn't take care of himself before, and now we'll see if he's going to be taking care of himself in the future after he's got these 5 to 6 stents. So, it's difficult. It's difficult to, I lost a little bit of train of thought there. I think it's because people were walking by, so I'm just, I don't know, self-conscious about something. But anyways, it's just put the phone down for a little bit, I have a family member now that we just found out might have to go to jail for a while. And that's just, another thing that just hit us, it just shocked everybody in the family. And we don't know what's going to happen yet, but, life is funny like that. Now we could possibly miss out some years with this person in my family. And it's scary, because we don't know what's going to happen. And you can't go back, especially after you missed all those dinners or those gatherings and you sat there on the phone the whole time. So just put the phone down. Talk to your family a little bit, Unless you got to work, I understand. You got to answer, right? We all got to make money if you're doing that kind of business. But I don't think everybody is. 50% of the people actually have just regular jobs, and they don't have to use their phone for work. Unless it's scheduling for work or something like that. You could put your phone down. Make it a goal. Try to put the phone down when you're around anybody, in your car, anybody, Just answer it if you have to. You don't have to be on social media when you're just hanging out with people. You're going to miss out on all that personality and jokes that you get with your family and friends if you're on your phones. You might miss out on an opportunity of meeting somebody if that's what your game plan is in life, for business or for a personal relationship, If you're looking down at your phone, you're not going to see that person. You're not going to be able to talk to that person. So, just some thought for the day. Got my workout in. I got up at 4 o'clock. Lower back's hurting, but it's all right. I'll stretch it out. Coffee in the system. And, have a good weekend, man. Stay positive. The Couch Hustler, always hustling. CouchForMe.com. Have a great day.